What's up, everyone? How's it going? It's RobFuz here. It is the one day after Epcot's anniversary, its birthday. It is October 2nd, and its anniversary and birthday is October 1st. So welcome to the stream. I want to bring in my two amazing guests, my man DizneyDan and Kelly from the Mickey Punch. What's going on, guys? How you doing? That was that's mellow Epcot music, so played in the background. I'm like, what is that?
I got myself tearing up. That was Horizons, dude. That's gonna be your thing.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely Horizons.
Yeah.
I love that Dan knows that. So, all right, guys. Before we start, let me go over this. If you guys want to join my channel, check out the join button. Kelly's a member. Thank you so much for being a member of my channel. Kelly, you are awesome. Speaking of members, here's all my members listed right there. Thank you to all my members. I appreciate you guys, of course. And my sponsor channels, D&G Explorers. You guys are awesome. They go live every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. They do Disney. They do cruising. Definitely go check out their channel, of course. My other sponsor channel, the Philly Crew. They go live every Thursday, 9 o'clock. They're awesome as well. They just got back from Disney. They've had a lot of fun. If you guys haven't watched, they did a big merch haul. Seems like it was a month they took, but I enjoyed it. It was so good. And don't forget to check out The Live Place, one of my partner channels as well, theliveplace.com. Check out his YouTube channel. Dean was supposed to join us today, but he is slammed with work, so we love you, Dean. Right, guys? We love Dean. Check out my partner channels. We got DizneyDan, Adam's Land, Steve's World, Road Trip Dave, of course, Viper Project, and The Live Place right there. You guys are awesome, so thank you, guys. Don't forget, check out DizneyDan, my man, right here. You want to talk about your channel a sec, Dan?
Yeah.
I think the sound effects are a little bit loud. Go ahead. Talk about your channel, Dan.
Look, what could be better? It's Friday. It's Friday night. It's the weekend. A bit of Epcot's background music. Get everybody excited for the weekend. Yeah, DizneyDan. DizneyDan, all one word. This week, I released my 9-year anniversary YouTube video, which was pretty amazing. Like, being on YouTube for 9 years, I kind of find it baffling, because it's only really been like 3 years where I've been posting like consistently, but 9 years since my first video, it's just been absolutely crazy. And Disney Fiasco tomorrow, episode 109, I believe. Okay. Yes, and it's Disney Ride pre-shows. So we're talking about...
You got the best topics, man.
Trust me, it's so hard, like, finding like new topics every single week. And the Disney movie review on Sunday, me and Walt will be reviewing The Rescuers, which I watched yesterday and fell in love with. So there's a bit of a spoiler there. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that's been my channel, and we are on the road to 2K. I think we're only like 38 subscribers away.
Yes.
So if you haven't subscribed, hopefully we can end 2020 on a bit of a high note. 2K subscribers. Hopefully we can get there soon.
Let's get it's gonna be 2K. Fun. Right, Kelly? Let's get him to 2K. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just showing Kelly. That's cool. So definitely check out DizneyDan. I'm going to be on your channel next week too, right? You got to talk about that too. Let's talk about that.
So Dean over at the Live Place, the go-to guy for live streamers, is doing a movie marathon, and he has listed over, I don't know how many YouTubers together to do a big movie marathon throughout the whole week. It's going to be
so many,
crazy. And my one that I'm doing is movies that are so bad they're hilarious. So they're not just Disney films; they are films that are just poorly made, stupid, just awful, but they are so funny to watch. So we're talking about Jaws 4, Batman and Robin. We're looking at all these terrible movies, and we're going to talk about them. And I'm joined with RobFuz. Yes. So Rob is going to be joining me for that episode. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun talking about horrible films that we just laugh at.
Trying to pull up Dean sent me the graphic. I'm trying to pull it up here, so I'll find it. So
yeah. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so Kelly is the Mickey Bunch. How's it going, Kelly? Yes, talk about your channel. I'm gonna get you a little bigger here. Hold on a sec. I'm a little new at this program. We got nice.
Tonight I have Spillin' the Disney Tea on my channel. So I'm going to have that with Mickey's Girls. We're going to show everything Disney bags. And, of course, just talk Disney. So it's going to be really fun. I'm going to
Disney bags?
It is. I know, right? Usually it's a little more guy-friendly. But tonight, maybe we're just making hints to the guys in our lives. But, yeah, so I'm going to be flexing my Disney Dooney and Burks. And it'll be really fun. So super excited about that. And then next week, I'm going to have a movie show too for Brunch with the Bunch on Wednesday. And it's going to be John Hughes movies. So I'm super excited.
Hey, 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 hey.
Yes, right? Breakfast Club. 16
Candles.
I've seen yes.
Before the stream, we were talking to Dan about possibly being on. He's like, yeah, I haven't seen any of these movies. So
I know. Hold on. I've seen Breakfast Club. I really like Breakfast Club.
Too funny. Caitlin's like, is there background music?
So
there is background music, Caitlin. God,
I've done YouTube for 9 years and I'm only 12. So I started my channel when I was 4, 3. No, I've seen Breakfast Club and Home Alone. But that's the only ones I think I've seen.
Right. Very cool. All right.
Yes.
So is that everything for your channel? Definitely check out the Mickey Bunch. I've been loving it.
Well, I do have new Brunch with the Bunch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thank you so much. Rob's always in there. And
I don't think I missed an episode
I love
yet.
that. You haven't. It's been amazing. So 11 a.m. Walt Disney World time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And all kinds of other things. I'm on Jeff's channel, talking pins for like 5 minutes and then 55 minutes of just shenanigans. So that's always fun.
You're all over the place. You were all over the place. It's crazy.
I get around.
All right, Dan. Let's see. Who's in the chat, Dan?
Alrighty. So we have at the top. I'm doing Adam's job. Samantha Lowe is here. Welcome in, Samantha. Caitlin from Make It Blue. My captain, Akron. Welcome into the stream. Some amazing person called Kelly from the Mickey Bunch is here. Emily Rose, Grace F, good to see you. The legendary R. Johns, welcome in, buddy. And Ed and Mindy from the Vibrary Project. My agent Ed from the Vibrary Project.
My agent, I love it. What's going on?
He's my agent. Yeah.
A lot of streaming today. Mouse Talk streaming. Myers and the Mouse is talking. Of course, Resort TV 1 is going live at 4 o'clock. That's why I went a little early today. So, and I love that what Josh is actually doing. So he's going to go see the orchestra. They're not going to be there much longer anymore. So I'm glad he's going over there. So he's going to be over at Disney Studios. Check out Resort TV 4. Check out Mouse Talk. When I'm done, go check out Myers and the Mouse.
Can I do my impression of the great Marco, who does a great impression of you?
Yeah, great Marco. I invited Marco on. I'm sorry, Marco. Marco's there. He is.
This is Marco's. I'm doing Marco's impression of the impression of RobFuz. Hey guys, welcome to RobFuz channel.
He's awesome. Hey, I did invite Marco on. I'm sorry, but so guys, I use a program called and it's if you watch me, I'm a little slow today. I use a great program called Ecamm Live. They have a beta program that does the interview and everything. So I did ask Marco to be on. I apologize. I got a little bit confused because what's up, Cindy? Candy Mom in the house. I got a little confused because I'm trying this new program out. So, but Marco, I'm gonna have you on next week if that's all right. So. I'm doing next week's topic. Yeah, my entry into the movie topic for the live place is going to be Spielberg movies. So just Spielberg in general, Spielberg movies and everything. And I'm excited to do that. So if you want to come on, Marco, for that, that'll be cool. I'm sorry, Marco. Marco's laughing.
He's laughing about how awful my impression is of him.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
The wig was key too. I mean, he admitted
the wig was fantastic. He looked like one of the Beatles.
It was a Beatles wig. That's right. I'm like, thanks. It's too funny. So I guess that's the impression I get. So hold on a sec. Marco's asking. A peachy singing meatloaf. What does that mean?
Without the butter ahead, we go with the money.
awesome. Yes, happy belated birthday to Epcot. So
happy belated birthday.
38 years Epcot was there. I figured out I was there. It opened up October 1st, 1982, and I was there November for 1983. So I was there a year and a month after it opened. So, that was the first time I was there, which was awesome. So, okay, so I still have this music playing in the background.
It gets us in the mood. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Josh from Resort TV One. He gave me all the music there. I asked him one day, Josh, can I get some of the music? And he gave me all the music. So, we're gonna do a little something new here with this. It was a Beatles wig. That's awesome, Marco. So that's cool. So bear with me, guys. This is a beta software program. I figured let's have some fun. The Retro King is here. This Theme Park Retro episode 4. And I figured we've been to Epcot already, but I wanted to try this, and I wanted to do like you ever. I don't think you'll know this show, Dan, but the Mystery Science Theater, Kelly. Do you remember that show where the little profiles on the bottom and they talk about? You don't remember that show? They literally showed, Dan, you would love this movie because they showed bad movies and they would talk over the bad movies, and it was just their profile.
Oh my goodness!
It was a guy like a little robot and
that's what I do for a living.
Two robots. Yeah, it was so funny. So Mystery Science Theater 3000, I think it was called. It was on Comedy Central. It's an old show, but that's what I want to do. I want to play some of this stuff. I want to comment in the background and everything. So I set this up today. Bear with me, guys. Let's try this. So if you guys probably recognize some of my stuff, this is.
Oh, I know that. I know him.
Yeah, this is when I went. This is when I went in 1983. So look at this. This is the way you would research. You would research and get your information. There's no cell phones. I don't think there's any cell phones at this point. Definitely no iPhones or anything. So.
Rob, Candy Mom said something.
Wait, hold on, Dan. Go ahead.
$4.99 super chat.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. That's awesome. Thanks, Cynthia. Cynthia's awesome.
She's
Cynthia
amazing.
was mad because I was on Pete's show last week, and she said Pete asked if there anyone fangirling. Of course, Kelly, and of course, Cynthia was fangirling. I appreciate it, guys. It's too funny. She got mad at me last week, but of course. Thank you so much, Cynthia. You're awesome. So.
Cynthia and I were actually fighting about who was the biggest fangirl of RobFuz. So, and I clearly win that competition for sure.
I smell a stream. So, but thank you so much for the guy, Dan. Say it.
What super chat.
Thank you.
But I know it was a competition last week, but what about this week? Who's the biggest fangirl tonight between me and Kelly?
It's always me. It's always me.
I'll give it to you.
Dan.
Amy said she went in June 1983. That's awesome, Amy. Wow. So it's so cool. So, all right. So there we go, guys. I'm sorry, but all right, guys. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Cindy, for the super chat, like Dan would say. So
no. I'll do the super chat.
Cynthia, I love you. My mac and I'm her mac and cheese, and she's my strawberry moonshine. It's an inside thing, but I love her.
So anything involving food.
Yeah, so I was such an innovator. In 1983, I kicked my brother out, my parents, and I filmed with my camcorder that was huge, that weighed about probably 30 pounds with the VCR. Right. I filmed the screen, and you know what? This really gives you the sense of what kind of like Epcot was back then, how it felt and everything. And there's Communicore. Communicore was just so cool. Kelly, when was the first time you went to Epcot?
You guys are gonna laugh. 2018.
Yeah, you're later because you grew up in California, right?
Right.
Oh
yeah.
You're in California.
Yeah.
But
so look at
it is amazing that you filmed the TV screen. I mean, that's awesome, and thankfully you did.
Yeah, but I always try to tell people that like it was such a different vibe, and this was so innovative and so I didn't have the most powerful computer here that they had then, in my hand. So just the internet wasn't around and phones and everything. But I love this video. It really sets up just the kind of the vibe of Epcot, just the way it was. There's Horizons, my amazing favorite ride. And Dan, when was the first time you went to Epcot?
So my first time I remember going was in 2002.
Okay. Still a while ago.
Still a while ago, but weirdly over the last, since, between the time I was born till now, nothing really drastic has changed. The only real things that have changed massively is Test Track moving from its old version to its new version. Not too much has changed in the last decade or two. There's only really recently where they've started to do the big changes now.
The bus is gone.
Yeah, the bus is gone. But when at the start of this video, when you were, by the way, of the pub right there, that's not what an English pub looks like.
That's what I always imagined it to be.
Don't bust our dreams. Don't bust our dreams.
The pub looks similar, but the woman with the dress and the bonnet, no, no way.
That's so funny.
You'll never find that. But when you first started this video for this stream, I was like, this looks pretty similar to what it was now. Yeah. But then as soon as you start seeing things like World of Motion, Horizons, Communicore, like they're like, oh, it really has been a long time since those changes.
A lot of changes, yeah, like that.
A lot of changes.
Communicore was so cool. There was a lot of cool stuff that they had. They had a show where you would see like the backstage part. I don't think I have that on video, which stinks, but I wish I did.
But this was before. I think this was before they introduced the Moroccan and Norway pavilion.
This is pre-Morocco. Yep.
Morocco and Norway. Yeah.
Yeah. Norway was a later event too.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Dan, you've never been to the American Adventure, have you?
No.
You gotta go. It's such a cool thing. Kelly, have you ever gone there to the American Adventure?
He's still salty about the Revolutionary War.
Still salty. If Pete was here. Unfortunately, Pete was supposed to be here.
Still salty about it.
Still salty.
I feel like every time someone brings up the Revolutionary War, it's not so much me being salty about it, it's more you guys wanting to rub it into our faces that you won. I don't care. I wasn't even alive back then. I don't care about the revolution. I don't even like it.
Are you insinuating that Rob and I were alive back then?
I don't know. I don't even like tea. You can throw as much tea in the ocean as you want. I don't care.
Oh, that's so funny. We love you. We love you.
See how it is.
I love this too. I have these in my photo album, but this was my 4-day passport. They actually stamped the passports, which was awesome. And I have those. I wish I should have brought some of this stuff out, but it's just the way they did it. So I just wanted to comment on that. So, but yeah, the American Adventure, just the fact of just the way the animatronics just come out of the floor and everything, just so cool. So yeah, if you guys, this is on my channel. This is like my 6th or 7th biggest viewed video, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, just like look at the outfits and the Eastern Airlines hasn't been in business in like 30 years.
Wow.
So, the logo, like the Walt Disney World logo, it's the retro logo. It's so cool.
Yeah,
You know what I am just wondering while we're watching this, because it's amazing.
Ask questions. Look at the computers.
Yeah. What did you do with your family? Did you say you have to leave the room, or everyone be quiet, or how did you film this so fantastically?
It's sad because look at that logo. It's sad because it was the one and only time I've ever stayed at the Polynesian in '83. It's like we just never went back. So just at the time there wasn't many choices: contemporary, Polynesian, the golf resort, and I think there was some outskirt ones that we stayed at the time. So
I feel like on the rides, you got Mini Rob with his camera. It's like telling his parents, "Everybody, just be quiet. I want to capture this. So then in 30 years' time, I can make this thing called a live stream where I can talk to the people live and show people 30 years in the future."
That's crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, so long story short, I kicked them out on the balcony. They sat on the balcony.
Not me.
So, and I think this is at least a half hour too. So, and I think I filmed part of it, and then I filmed the rest of it, and in the miracle of editing, I put it together in the right order. So, but it was pretty cool. Jiminy Cricket's pretty neat too, and I
feel like Jiminy Cricket is the most cameoed character in the whole of Disney. He's in like everything. He's in like movies you wouldn't expect him to be in.
That was the end there. So, this is the way you got your information too. They had the little newsletter in your resort too. So. you would definitely check out the newsletter and do things. So
it's
not
kind
much
of
to
crazy how things have advanced from there.
And like the way I found out about it is here's an ad from this.
Oh, thanks.
Ad. I'll cover you. I'm sorry, not my guest.
No, you can cover me this part. I will be the voice of that part right here.
Not going to call it cover Kelly. So.
Here.
It's too
the
funny.
21st. No, put me back. Kelly's too kind to have her face. You've got to put it over me. The 21st century. No, put it back. The 21st century begins October 1st, 1982. Here, Epcot Center.
I love it. So whenever I put a picture up there, you got to read the text. How's that? So.
Yeah, I think it's a thing now. Right. It's definitely a thing.
This is the thing I got as a kid. Sorry, Dave.
Epcot Center.
So this is the way you got around. This is the map you would buy at the parks. I had this map and it was in my room for a good 15 years. So, but yeah, this map was huge. It was at least 3.5 feet by like 2.5 feet or whatever.
Wow.
It was awesome. So it was pretty cool. So Pete's checking in. Hope you're doing all right, Pete. So I'm sorry. This was another little. This was an
Epcot
right
Center.
in front of Dan's face, just because it's funny. But this was kind of cool. This was, and I still have this. It was a little map like this, and you would turn the dial, and that would tell you the different attractions for Epcot Center. So that was pretty cool too. And I had these graphics for when me and Dean did our Epcot stream. Sorry, Dan. Here you go again.
Oh, that's so cool.
This was the shopping bag that we got. The artwork on all the shopping bags, that was pretty neat.
Oh, they have a beefeater on the you know, the guy with the hat and the spear.
Yes,
that's what we call a beefeater.
That was awesome.
They are guards who guard like the Tower of London. We call them beefeaters.
That's awesome. My sister made popcorn in the stream, just a movie. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love that.
And thank God for hey,
a beefeater.
Yeah, the beefeater.
Beefeater. Yeah.
Isn't that a brand of alcohol or something?
Yes.
I thought it was.
It's gin.
There you go. And then there's the map. And even on the map, you could see there is, sorry, Ted, there is no Norway. See, even Horizon says opening fall 1980. I went on it, so I guess fall 1983. I think that's
you know why I don't like being in the middle.
What was that?
Now you know why I don't like being in the middle. No, I'm kidding.
Too funny.
What I notice is there's no seas. The Living Seas Pavilion. There's not. There's
right.
That's not there.
Nope.
And then obviously there's no Norway or Morocco Pavilion. And what else is there not there? I'm trying to see what else. That's pretty much everything else. Is pretty much.
What's it called? Wonders of Life is not there either.
No Wonders of Life. Yeah. There's no churro carts. There's
no churro carts. That is right. So. That's pretty cool. So I actually just found those graphics. I had those when Dean and I did the Epcot stream, so the virtual stream. So, so yeah, there's a couple other things you guys never got to experience. There's Epcot. This is from 1991. I did. And
wow.
Here's the Wonders of Life right there. That's what the outside looked like, the sign. And there's my.
I just got that pin, the Wonders of Life pin.
Oh, cool. And it was like a DNA structure there. And Body Wars was there, and Body Wars is pretty much Star Tours, just a different film. That's pretty much all it is. Look at it. Even
it looks like the actual ride vehicle from Star Tours.
It is. It was pretty much the same exact thing. So.
Oh, really?
But I don't know how much I'm going to show this because Caitlin's eating popcorn. I don't want him to get sick or anything. So.
So with Body Wars, I'm assuming you go through a body in this sort of capsule thing.
Yeah, they shrink you down right here. And
it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but you get even more shrunk into a body.
I'm getting sick just looking at this. It's very shaky, so I apologize off the bat, guys. So.
Did you not have a gimbal at the time?
No gimbal at the time. No.
Rob probably had great arm strength, though, because those video cameras back then were huge, right? They were like a boom box.
Yeah. Well, in '83, yeah, that was. I'm trying to sit back. It was. I can't even get them. Hold on a sec. I will solo. Well, I can't do it. They were huge. They were, and then I had to bring a VCR deck too. And I tell the story on the stream all the time. My dad's still pissed at me to this day. Still, all these years later, because we had to rent a baby carriage to put the VCR in the camera. So
No way.
yes, it was bad. So it was bad. That's how much it was.
That's
so
awesome.
Here's Body Wars. That was actually a really cool film. Tim, I forget the guy's name. So here we go. Marco's chiming in for the Beef Eaters. So they're officially.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeoman Warders of Her Majesty's. Yeah.
That's
So they're instead of saying they're the Yeomen of Wonders of Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London, we just say Beefeater because that's a long title.
I feel like that explanation was more confusing than actually just saying Beefeater.
Yes, I agree. So I'm gonna just put it in a little corner here. We can watch it. So I'll cover me too. But yeah, it was way rougher than Body Wars. Believe it or not, Body Wars is a little rough, but this made my dad sick. Like, and he's still pissed at me that he went on this ride. So it's been gone for years. So, but yeah, Body Wars is just fun. It was just a little adventure. It was always the same thing. It never, mixed up like Star Wars does.
Did you have to do like a trench run to blow up something that was 2 meters high?
Look at that effect. Look at that. Whoa. So you know what? I'm just going to put it over Dan's face. He don't mind. So.
No, I don't mind. I can do...
You want to do the lip sync thing?
No, I was gonna do, if you put it over my face.
Yeah, of course.
I was gonna do the thing.
So, well, go ahead.
I was gonna do the people that they do with the hand, like.
Oh, okay.
And then.
I gotta work out the details. Sorry.
That's awesome.
It's too funny.
There you go, didn't work.
But
it was a bit delayed, so it didn't work.
You got to go in there. I think there's a splinter or something like that, and the whole thing is you got to get the splinter out, and of course it goes wrong, and then you get to see all the different stuff and everything. It wasn't about getting the splinter, but you do see a splinter in the person's skin, so which is bizarre. So it certainly looks cool. Like it was pretty neat.
It looks very.
I think that's Elizabeth Shue, and I forget the other guy's name.
It looks very 80s Star Trek. That looks very Star Trek.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
The uniforms.
Yeah, welcome.
Hunts Mac. Welcome in.
I like that name. Welcome, guys. I have a lot of new people to my channel because my Cinderella's Castle Japan's video is still blowing up. I got like, I don't know, 20,000 views on that sucker.
Oh, yay! Congratulations!
No, just in the last 28 days, I'm saying.
That's amazing.
It's huge. The video's huge. So. Well, this is part of Wonders of Life too. This was Cranium Command. Buzzy was a little controversial because this ride sat there forever. These rides just sat in well, they're redoing it now, but these rides just sat there forever. And Buzzy sat there for a long time, and Buzzy was stolen, if you guys know. So that was a big controversial thing. So this was a movie. You kind of go in someone's mind, and you get to see like all different, like there's celebrities in it, like Hans and Franz they had like a bunch of like, like Saturday Night Live stars and stuff like that. So they had a bunch of different stars, and there's the eyes right there you would look through, and he is kind of in your brain. That's what Buzzy did. So Cranium Command was cool.
Have very wacky ideas back in the 80s.
Yeah, they
did.
They did. But the cool thing is, Dan, you had a good point though. They were original ideas, you know what I mean? Which I think
not everything was an IP.
Yeah, no. There was a lot.
And EPCOT was known to have the non-IP sort of park, and then Eisner was like, no, we need to get Mickey into the park.
Yeah.
And then
there's Charles Grodin. I met Charles Grodin. A good guy. And that was John Lovitz.
Oh, wow.
So that's Hans and Franz. That's Franz, the guy from Wayne's World. I'm going to pump you up. They were actually the thing. What's his name? My brain's turning mush. But I didn't really film this that well, so I just wanted to show a little bit of Cranium. Yeah, Buzzy was stolen in 2018. That's right. So I don't think they ever got to the bottom of where Buzzy was stolen. So, but there he is. He was on eBay. He was famous for a while lately. So
he was famous, then he became famous again.
He was. Yep. And we're gonna go over. Let's move over to Ellen's Energy Adventure. This was not the original. Ellen wasn't the original. This is the remake.
The Universe of Energy.
Universe of Energy. That's right.
I love the song. Through the Universe of Energy.
Song, yeah. And
Very 80s.
I think they took that out for this version.
Yeah. I remember doing Ellen's in 2002. Very, very, vaguely. Because I remember there was that big room it was like a big circular room with her face on it. And I just remember sitting in these massive ride vehicles.
Yeah, they were so cool.
But it was such a... I'm sorry. It was a boring ride.
Well, this part was there were two factors for this ride. I never thought this part was bad or boring, the dinosaur part. I thought it was kind of cool. But it was probably a little under a half hour. It was long. A lot of it was boring, especially as
it was
kids.
notorious. It was notorious of breaking down, and then it broke down on its last ride.
Well, that was the joke of it, I think, so everyone could get.
I thought that was hilarious. But I'm so glad it did, because then the people who were there were able just to they pretty much said just take as much time as you want. We're not going to escort you out. We'll just let you film and do whatever, because they weren't going to run it again. So
right.
They thought, why not?
That was on purpose, I think. So yeah, that definitely reminded me of Inner Space, Cynthia. You're right.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. The Inner Space. I used to love that as a kid.
It was a great movie.
Crazy.
I think that's a Spielberg movie. You can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Those two dinosaurs are the same ones from Disneyland too. They were identical.
I feel like these dinosaurs, though. I feel like these dinosaurs in this attraction were the ones that weren't scary enough, like the Mike Wazowski ones to go in dinosaur. Dinosaurs the James P. the Sullys of dinosaurs, the scary ones. And then all the Mike Wazowski dinosaurs go into this one.
I love that analogy.
That is a great analogy.
It's awesome. That's why I love having Dan on. So. But here it is here. After a while, they took out the Ellen animatronic. And Ellen got wind of it, by the way, when they took it out. Or when they were getting rid of the ride. I think she was all right with getting rid of it, because this animatronic was the worst. It was reportedly cost $2 million to make this animatronic, and she was like, when they closed the ride, she was like, well, where's my animatronic? She wanted the animatronic. It was by the way, I had night vision on that camera, which was kind of awesome, but I think I turned it off here. And this was this guy got taken out too. He was kind of like a spiral dinosaur. He would come out, and then he wasn't, and then Ellen was added to this guy.
There she is.
And she's battling with a stick, but it looked nothing like Ellen. It was horrible. So I forget which rumored what they said she was now. They reused her. They seem like they reuse a lot of animatronics.
They used a lot of animatronic. They reused them a lot, don't they?
Yeah, especially when you spend $2 million on them. So, so this was over
to
the left. Go ahead, Dan.
I was going to say, a lot of them go into the Hall of Presidents. A lot of the old animatronics become future presidents.
I would imagine, yeah. Thank you, Kay, so much. Definitely check out DizneyDan. He is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Mickey's Magic.
Kay's the best.
Mickey's Magic. The Mickey Bunch. Too many Mickeys. Sorry. I'm sorry, Kelly. The Mickey Bunch. There was I love your show, by the way. I said that before when we were talking. I love the Spilling the Disney team. The morning show is great because I'm working. I put you on. I've been watching and everything. I just crack up when Taylor oversleeps and she's late or whatever. So she's awesome.
Yes, she's funny. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Dan. What ride is this?
Small World.
Looks like Small World, but it's not. Kelly?
It's a world. No.
Do you know what ride this is? If you know
no
me,
idea.
This is
Innovation Horizon.
This is Horizons. Yep.
Yes.
So this is another cool ride. Just what, like Dan said, like that, the universe of energy. Those cool cars, just the way they were, and this was just a continuous kind of car system too. Jules Verne. Like a lot of these animatronics weren't the best, but you're talking these rides. There was hundreds and hundreds of animatronics. So
that means a journey into imagination.
they probably did move it over.
I think it is.
I think they did. Yeah, good point. I forgot about that. So we'll talk about Journey to Imagination. But like even this part, like I think they ran out of bud. Like I think maybe Dean was telling me or someone was telling me that this whole intro here, they just kind of made it like wood,
cartoon.
Wood stuff. Yeah, cartoony because they ran out of budget on a lot of this stuff. So, but this was.
I kind of like it though. You see that all the time in the Walt Disney Presents.
That guy, yep. I think he's in there. That robot, that
droid.
Robot, yeah. Just so cool. There was a lady up in the bathtub up top too, and this is the chef cooking. So it was so cool. It really was another cool original ride. It wasn't an IP. Just so much fun. Kelly, I wish you got the ride this, and Dan, I wish you got the ride. It's so cool.
I wish I was there to ride that.
Yeah. And there's Kay saying, check out the Mickey Bunch, of course.
Thank you so much, Kay.
Awesome. She is awesome.
Kay's the best. Kay is the best. No, I would have loved to ride Horizons.
Sure did.
And it has, and this ride is responsible for Walt Disney's most famous quote that wasn't his. Yeah. If you can dream it, you can do it. It's true. It wasn't his quote. It was from Horizons.
That is true.
The song was, if you can dream it, then you can, and then everyone's just like, oh, that's a really catchy song. If you could dream it. Oh, wait, Walt, that's a great, we should give that quote to Walt.
Another cheesy.
Even though he never said it.
That's
speaking
hilarious.
of Walt, I was reading over Wikipedia all the different facts of EPCOT today, and this EPCOT was just. It was like, I love the words they used. I'm trying to see what it was. Trying to see what word they used. It was like it was just something that Walt conceived. His plan of EPCOT was totally different than what it actually became. He wanted to have a planned community. I'm trying to. Yeah, EPCOT was originally conceived by Walt Disney during the early development of Walt Disney World as an experimental planned community that would serve as a center for American enterprise and urban living. And it just never happened.
It wasn't meant to be a theme park at all. It was meant to be the perfect city, essentially.
Right. Yeah,
it was meant to be sort of, a place where
which
everybody...
really impresses you what a visionary he was.
Yeah.
Because when you really look at those original ideas, it's incredible. And here we are so many years later, and we're nowhere close to that kind of vision. It's amazing, really, the way his mind works.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is truly inspiring, and I would have loved to see not just Walt visit Walt Disney World now and all the other theme parks around the world, but I would have loved to see him show him Epcot when it opened and where it is now. I'd love him to sort of experience that, because obviously this is not his baby. This is not, it has the name which Walt chose, which was Epcot, but it's not what he thought of. I think he'd like it. It's all about moving forward, which he always said to everybody, we want to keep moving forward. But then he also liked to celebrate everybody, which I think the World Showcase really does very well. So, it would have been interesting.
This part was awesome because you smelled oranges. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 3 IMAX movie screens, full IMAX movie screens when you went by.
Wow.
Awesome. But yeah, it was pretty neat. But yeah,
so
all great points, Dan. I love it.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
It was just a cool ride. It kind of definitely reminds me of what's it called? Carousel of Progress.
It reminds me of Carousel of Progress mixed with Spaceship Earth.
That's kind of what it's been going through my mind too, as we're watching it.
It's like, when you see, like, I think it's after when they from that really the modern-y 80s scene with the woman with the afro and the yellow stockings, and that scene where it's all like vintage, like 1960s 70s style. That just reminds me of that. That scene.
Yeah. So we're gonna go an hour. So I just want to kind of skip around to see the different stuff. And next on the list is World of Motion. Maybe next to Horizon's one of my favorite EPCOT rides. So what, Dan?
Yeah, I was saying World of Motion.
What a view that is.
Which then became Test Track.
And that's what Horizons looked like on the outside there. Yeah. So just cool. Another one where the sets were so massive. They were so just amazing and just very cool. And I'm going to skip a little bit forward here. There's Caveman. Just the scenes were just... You definitely cannot get the sense of what this place was like, what this ride was like. Because it was just massive. Like, these sets were huge. And I wish I portrayed... I wish I had a wide shot. I've never seen a wide shot of this ride. Just the way technology was. It was more cameras were more zoomed and everything. So...
It just seemed like, at the time, a lot of the rides, yes, they were unique and different, but a lot of it was kind of like the same sort of process. You look at Horizons, look at World of Motion, it's the same sort of way they did their attractions. You sat in a ride vehicle, and it would go through, see these old animatronics and sets and things. There was never sort of a variety of ride, whereas like now, you got Test Track, the thrill ride. You have the Seas with Nemo and Friends, which is the dark ride. You have, Soarin', which is the simulated ride. Frozen, the boat ride. Whereas here, it just seems like all of them were the same. They were just all dark rides. That's what they were.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Great point. I love that.
But again, it's all original, isn't it? It's all original ideas.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think in modern times? I don't even want to say the year. And how do you guys think these rides would have floated? I think we discussed this many times too. Would this fly?
I think today it looks quite dated.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, if you, go ahead, Kelly.
It just seems like there's a lot of them that are kind of the same. Like you were saying, one is enough. I just think they do seem a little like the same. You gotta
remember too, though, like the technology and everything. You go on this and your mind's just blown. I've never been to a World's Fair. I live 20 minutes from the New York World's Fair, and this ride definitely reminds me of the ride that you go through on the cars. Like there's like those cars, like modern cars that you drive around. They were like Cadillacs. You would get in a Cadillac and drive around. So I think this was based on that too.
It's cool though. I think for its time, it's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I keep always saying that. I guess I keep repeating that. But yeah, at the time, it was just amazing. Yeah, definitely.
So unique.
This was always like an icon of this ride, too. This guy pulling the mule and everything. And then the other big scene where there's a traffic jam, too.
It feels like EPCOT goes through different phases. Like, obviously, this was the first phase where everything was very similar. And then, obviously, the previous phase, which replaced all of these rides with things like Test Track, Mission Space, right up to essentially now. And now we're getting sort of a new phase with a completely new future world. We're getting, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's rumored to be new pavilions coming. Like this, it feels like we're going into another new age of EPCOT, which I think is exciting.
It is exciting, and I think it is really cool. And PTV, thank you so much for that comment.
Yeah.
It seems like it was educational. Yeah, I know that's obvious, but it seems like almost like a educational field trip to me, where it does seem, and which is cool. I'm not saying and I think Rob, you seem very cerebral, and behind that rock star photographer. So it had to be like captivating as a child. So
this is my favorite Future World Pavilion.
Me too. Yeah. Me too.
I love it. I mean, I even dressed for the occasion. I brought my Finding Francis, the Finding Nemo Deadpool matchup.
That's
awesome. I love this. I've always said this. The Seas with Nemo and Friends is one of my favorite rides because you can get on it with no queue. It's got the best air conditioning.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
I always I wind the cast members' arse up by asking if Ariel's on the ride, because the ride vehicles are the exact same ones as the ones on Journey of the Little Mermaid. So
Yes.
They are.
but
Yeah.
I love that ride.
This was such for me, the first time riding the Nemo ride was so refreshing. So I didn't know what to expect. And yeah, I saw those clamshells come and you think, okay, it's like Little Mermaid. This is completely different than the submarine Nemo ride in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I love when they do the projections and it's in the
Oh,
actual aquarium. It's so cool.
big blue world.
And that starfish at the end, like, oh, they keep singing it over and over. Oh, it makes me laugh every time.
My favorite
so
one is
great.
like when Nemo and Dory are like swimming together. They're all happy,
Yeah.
like happy, and then you see like a real shark just come up to the window, and you're just like, "Hey, let's go find Marley." Blah, blah, blah. And there's like a shark behind you.
That is awesome. It definitely has a different key element. You know, I love sharks. So.
It's
Nice.
yes, it's the king of Shark Week too. So,
This is the old
but it is
school,
awesome.
old school land ride, which I love. So. Pepper Tree Villa. Finding Nemo submarine voyage is almost the same thing, but usually it's a long queue. Note, yeah. It is a long line for that one, I agree. Because it loads so slow. I think that's why they got rid of 20,000 Leagues. It just was such a slow moving ride. So you guys know this is pretty much the same, the land. So
The only thing they really changed with Living with the Land was it was an actual person guiding you through, wasn't it, rather than a voiceover.
There was, yep.
Because I remember that. I remember when I went, because they only changed really recently. It only changed maybe in like 2016, 2015, maybe it changed.
Pretty much.
I like the human interaction to it. I think I preferred that.
But yeah, there was. I love the buffalo too. It's just so cool. And the house that everyone loves, they want to live there. So
that's Walt's house. That's not Walt Disney's. Walt from Mouse Talk's house.
Oh, that's right. Very cool. And of course, speaking of original ideas and everything, well, there's the land out there. And of course, the original version. So
yes,
just so cool.
One live.
Yeah, just the way this ride worked was just mind blowing. I'm so upset they touched it and they changed it, but it was so cool. It was just how like one ride would show this thing, they would go this way and you would go this way. Just the way it loaded and all that kind of stuff with Figment and Dreamfinder, it just was just amazing. There
was I don't know if you follow Lou Mongello from WDW Radio. He had yesterday an interview in Magic Kingdom with the original Dreamfinder.
Oh wow!
Rod Schneider, yeah. He did an interview with him in Magic Kingdom.
The guy who did
talking
the voice?
about it. No. When Dreamfinder was interacting with guests, Rod Schneider, who was friends with Dreamfinder and Figment, was interviewed by Lou, and they were just discussing EPCOT's, anniversary, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So if you guys go watch WDW Radio on YouTube, and yeah, it was a really wonderful interview.
We're gonna go check it out. So this animatronic was just so cool.
Out of all the rides that I wish I was there to see, like Horizons, I know Horizons was a big popular thing about them, but the thing is, I love the current Journey into Imagination. But the reason why I love the current Journey into Imagination is because I love the fandom behind Figment and Journey into Imagination. Not because of the ride, because of I love everybody else's love of the original Journey into Imagination. And I don't know about you, Kelly, but when I was interviewed to go to Disney, they asked me what was one of my favorite characters. And I said one of my favorite characters was Figment, because like Figment was Dreamfinder's imagination, I felt EPCOT was Walt's imagination.
Oh, what a good answer.
I love that answer.
Yeah. And
that's
it was And I love Figment in its current incarnation, but if there was any ride that I could go back and ride that I wasn't able to do, it would be the original Journey into Imagination. Because it looks amazing.
There's so much controversy when they change a ride. There's people that love the new rendition, or they're so reminiscent of the old rendition. I think it is across the board. Everyone agrees that the first Journey into Imagination was the best. That seems to be like hands down. Everyone loved it. So I, like you, would have loved to seen it. Luckily Rob decided to film it for us, so we can kind of experience it. The current one, I kind of wanted to see what all the Figment thing was about when we, came to Disney World, and I enjoy it, and I think it's fantastic for little kids. How you go out and you ride it. It's cute, and then that science center as you exit, it's fantastic for kids. Where you can play with sound and light, and so I think it's a fantastic place to take kiddos. I can't imagine adults, captivated by the ride, but it's definitely pleasant. And
I love taking people on this ride because it is so wacky and so weird. I remember taking my friend Sarah last year on it, and she'd never been, and I was just like, she's like, oh, what's this ride about? I'm like, yeah, it's about this purple dragon who, talks about your imagination stuff. It's just like really, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, yeah, just it'll be fun. So we go on it, and we get to that scene where there's this screens, and Eric Idle is like, he's like talking about imagination is the best when it's set free, and then Figment goes, imagination's a blast, and then everything just comes up, and everything is like all colorful, and like it looks like you're having the biggest trip ever. And then you see him in the moon. Trip,
yes.
You see him in the moon, and we get off the ride, and I turn to Sarah and I'm just like, so what do you think of Journey into Imagination? And she goes, well, that was weird. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I took you on it. I love it. I love the ride because of how you will never find another ride like that anywhere else in the world. You won't.
No,
ever.
Never.
And that's why I love it. It's original.
And exactly. And I intentionally didn't watch any ride videos before we went and rode it the first time, but I had to figure out what this Figment fascination was. Being a Disneylander, what is this purple dinosaur flying thing? And you couldn't even describe it to someone because they wouldn't believe you, right? But it is weird and awesome.
Purple dragon. People are like, what? You say two words, purple dragon. They're like, what are you talking about? He's a figment of your imagination. Yeah, you're just talking absolute
madness.
Pepper Tree Villa was saying like they were fascinated with just the way the ride system was. It was really cool. Keep in mind, the car went during that intro. It went really slow, and it sped up. It was a lot of different speeds and everything. What besides like a test track or anything like that? What ride that like a thing like this would just? There's my dad. What ride do you know that's had different speeds and everything? I can't really think of many. There's usually just one constant. Yeah, besides like a boat or anything like that.
One ride has.
I get I would say maybe TTA. It was like kind of like that. It was variable speeds and everything. So it was just really neat. So it was very.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah. So it was really cool the way they did stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got a little bit of time here. I put up the Maelstrom in Norway that came later. So I was.
I still don't.
Understand it?
No. I get it. I do. I get the ride. It's a bit weird. Like you end the ride in an oil rig and then in a Norwegian village. I get it. I totally get it. I'm more confused of the amount of backlash there was on this because everyone's just like, oh, why did they have to get rid of Maelstrom? Maelstrom was amazing, blah, 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 blah. Why do you have to replace it with Frozen? I'm like, hold on a second. Hold on. since when was this love of Maelstrom was a thing? Because if you think about it, you know, I never heard anybody so like, right, we're gonna go to Epcot, and the first thing we're gonna go do is ride Maelstrom.
Then it
Like,
again, then it was an amazing ride. So
for me, it wasn't that e-ticket
look.
attraction. It wasn't the
these were
down over the ball.
Let it go. This is that part. So.
Oh, disappear!
That was cool. The three-headed ogre.
Oh my gosh, I am loving your take on this.
The three-headed ogre was awesome. They're no Elsa, but they were awesome though. So.
Let
hey,
it
Blue
go.
Nose, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Let it go.
Hey, Blue Nose. Oh my goodness.
When you're going backwards, this is where you see these bears.
I think I do love the turn to making things Disney. I think I'm a big fan that of having actual Disney characters, movies in Disney.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I'm a huge fan of having, and I think when Disney California Adventure opened, I think that's what they were lacking.
Yeah,
there was no Disney. So in Epcot, to me, I look at this and it looks awesome and like maybe a field trip or something.
Not that scene. That's the Phoenicians. You don't apart from that scene. Yeah, I get it.
But
so
I
what
do.
What do kids think of this ride in modern times? Spaceship Earth. It's still there. So
with Spaceship Earth, I feel like if you don't explain what Spaceship Earth is to someone before they ride it, I think they would be a bit lost. But I think it's out of all the rides that we talked about that back back in the day, they all were the same. Yeah. This was the staple. This was the bread and butter. Mm-hmm. This is what all of them are based around. And I think you need an attraction like this to remember what Epcot was and what it still is. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of the going down part because I feel like that's just a cop out of what they can actually do with all that space instead of you're just peeled to a screen. That's just me personally. Gotcha. But I do think it's a great attraction for history. I think it's a great attraction for Epcot itself. And it's funny. Like, you get the sleeping monk right there, and you get you get all the inaccuracies. Oh, do you remember how you remembered the ABCs? Thank the Phoenicians. They invented them. Good joke. I
actually really enjoy this ride. It's got air conditioning, and it does. It's really cool because when you go to Epcot, what do you want to do? You want to ride in the golf ball. You want to ride in the golf ball. So it's really cool to go do it, and I actually dig it. I just think that maybe they shouldn't end our future going in the past with like 1970s garage of like, I don't know, that Apple guy. I don't know.
That's not in this version.
Maybe that should not be the end.
That is not in this version. That was an added scene in a couple years ago. So,
welcome to the future, or should we say?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I really do. I enjoy this very much, and I love when you go through like the burning city and it smells like it's burning, and I love when you go through. The Michelangelo scene is my absolute favorite, and I love how you can kind of smell the incense of like mass. I love it. I love it. So
I can't remember who keeps saying it. I think it's I don't know which one of the Disney community say it. Like, I love when Rome is burning, and I'm like, hold on. Rome isn't. Look, Rome has burnt many times in history, but that's not Rome burning, because they even say in the spiel, the Great Library of Alexandria is burning, and Alexandria is in Egypt. And I'm just like, please, just stop saying Rome is burning. Stop saying the Phoenicians invented the alphabet. Just stop, because you are ruining history right now.
That's another good
point. Alexandria is not in Rome.
It's a good. That's
I
a good
love that.
point.
That's the
Another
teacher
new
in
ride is
you
gonna be
coming
weird.
out.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking that too,
That's
Kelly.
that's
Definitely the
teacher
teacher.
me. That's me just being frustrated.
It's too funny.
But I do love Spaceship Earth. I'm excited that they're gonna maybe add to it, or they were gonna renovate it.
Yeah, what were they going to do? Do you know, Dan?
Change the script.
Again.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
But I hope it had some of the same flavor, because I dig going in that one. Now I wouldn't want to ride 6 rides just like it, but I dig it.
Yeah, I love the ride.
It was definitely an interesting take. Someone that was on these rides, someone that never experienced the rides, and it's someone similar to my age looking at it now that you never rode it. So it's interesting. I was curious about what you guys thought about all this stuff. So
I think if you go to Disney and you go to Epcot, you have to ride this ride. You just have to. It's like Small World. You have to ride it.
I think so. And it was funny because when I went with Francesco, Frankie Friday, we almost missed it because I love the restaurant in Mexico, and our server was horrible. We sat there forever, and literally we ran. I said, "You got to see Spaceship Earth, or your Epcot experience was not complete." And we got on it, so it was really literally the last person to get on, and then the park closed 15 minutes after we got off off Spaceship Earth. So. Let's look back. Happy birthday, Epcot.
Yeah,
38 years. Is that what it is? 38 years. It's crazy. So it's in such limbo now, all this stuff being replaced. And I think for a while Epcot was just in really a sad shape. And I think now, they're going to be fixing it up and everything. Yeah, Tomorrow's Child is an amazing song. Like Dan brought up earlier too, the soundtrack for Epcot. That was another key element, was the non-IP, the most original ideas. And the music was phenomenal too. I love the soundtrack. Dan loves the soundtrack and everything. The retro songs and everything. So good. Thank you. I see you guys hitting the like button. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like button. 31 likes. Guys, don't forget, Mouse Talk was over at, where were they? They were at
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, as Myers and the Mouse was live, and of course Resort TV 1 is over at
Studios.
At Disney Studios. Yeah. Wow, it was a good stream. I can't believe it's an hour already, guys. So let's talk DizneyDan on your channel, my man. Yeah, it was so much fun. Let's one more plug in there, Dan. Hey Tina, welcome to the stream. So
hey Tina. Yeah, Disney Fiasco tomorrow, episode 109. Talking about our favorite Disney pre-shows. So get your Patrick Warburton fangirls ready, because we're going to go to Soar into Tower on that one. There you go, a little bit of a hint. Disney movie review, which will be on Sunday, will be because I'm doing 2 of the movie marathons. So our first one will be The Rescuers, and then the following Saturday, Disney Fiasco episode 110 will be the second movie marathon, which will be movies that are so bad they are hilarious. So I got a lot of fun ones for that. But yeah, as for me, just follow me Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe, and lots of good stuff. And I hope to see a lot of you tomorrow for Disney Fiasco. So it's gonna be a good weekend. Yeah,
and of course,
awesome.
Kelly from the Mickey Bunch. Definitely check out her channel. You are live tonight, right? 9 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock,
Eastern. Spilling the Disney tea. We're going to be showing all our Disney bags. And, talking Disney. So super excited about that. And Brunch with a Bunch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m.
And you're on everyone else, millions of other channels, too. You're the busiest YouTuber I know, Kelly. You're awesome. Definitely check her out. Before we go, guys, thank you so much for my members. You guys rock. Kelly, you are a member. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate it. If you want to join, hit that join button right on my front page on my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And of course, my amazing sponsor channels, D&G Explorers. They're awesome. Derick and Greggory, just back from Cancun. It was Derick's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. They go live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. They do Disney. They do cruising every other week. They are just so much fun. So definitely check out those guys. my other sponsor channel, The Philly Crew, just back from Disney. They just talked about next time they're going. Their last live stream was amazing. Thursday, 9 o'clock. Check those guys out, The Philly Crew, Ron and Meredith. They're awesome. I'm going to have them on one of these days soon, too. And, of course, The Live Place. Check them out. TheLivePlace.com. It's the TV guide of YouTube. That's where I always go to see who's streaming. I want to see who's on. They're awesome. Of course, my partner channels, my man, DizneyDan, Viper Project, The Live Place, Adam's Land, Steve's World, and Road Trip Dave. Check those guys out. All the links are below. Woo! It's a lot, guys.
It is.
Thank you so much. Definitely check out.
Bring in the music back in.
5:30, 6:30, 7:30. So 3.5 hours. I got to use my hands. So bad. So there's the music. Happy birthday, Epcot. I'm just teasing. Happy birthday. Maybe I wasn't teasing. Happy birthday, Epcot. 38 years old. I love you. You know me. I wanted to show some of the videos, and I wanted to try this technique. How'd it go? The beta release of Ecamm Live. I was the first brave person to try it. Pepper Tree Villa uses Ecamm Live. I know. Viper Project. Ooh, there's that music. Pumps me up. And of course, Pete McDevitt. Check him out too. I love the Universe of Energy theme there. I love it. It's good software. I don't think I had any problems. So
it was great.
What really good. Mentioning Pete, you were great on Pete's show last Sunday.
Yeah,
that was so fun. Oh my goodness.
It was rough again. Resort TV One was streaming. A lot of people were streaming again, so it was rough. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. I was thinking back some of the answers I had, like kissing a pineapple and stuff like that. It was very bizarre. So some of the stuff I made up to be funny, I gotta admit. So too much fun though. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Pete, I'm gonna have you on another time. Pete was running late. He was gonna be on with us too, but I told him it's just a little tough with his software because I was testing the software with him yesterday, so it's a little bit difficult trying to use the software. So I didn't want to bring him in late. It would get a little nervous with that. So. And I'm sorry, Marco. I invited Marco on too. Hopefully, he'll be on soon. And the Philly Project, the Philly Project, the Philly Crew.
The Philly Project.
The Philly Project.
That's a matchup right there.
The Philly Crew. They'll be on soon too. So, and Dean from the Live Place, he'll be on too. And don't forget the Dean from the Live Place. His movie marathon all next week. We're gonna be all participating. So definitely check out our movies. We're Spielberg. Worst movies we love.
Terrible movies that just make you laugh.
Terrible movies that make you laugh, and of course, Kelly's doing John Hughes, which I can't wait to be on too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys. Next week, like I said, I'll be doing Spielberg, part of the movie marathon. So check it out, 4 o'clock next week. Maybe a little earlier, depends if someone's going live or not. So thanks, guys. Have a great week. Thank you, Kelly.
Bye, guys.
Awesome. Check out their channels, guys. Take care, everyone. The Dean. There it is.
The Dean.
Definitely check out Pepper Tree Villa, too. Awesome channel. Everyone here's Tina was here, too. Sweet music. Check out Team Marie Photography. She's awesome, too. Bye, guys. And thank you so much. One more super chat, Dan. Super chat. Thank you, Cynthia. You're awesome. What do you call her? What do you guys call each other?
She's my strawberry moonshine, and I'm her mac and cheese.
Thank you, strawberry moonshine. All right, guys, on that note, have a great week. Stay safe. Stay healthy, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.